All right, Mr. Russo. So what brings you in today?
Doc, you're Doc, right?
Psychologist, yes.
Yeah, doctor, psychologist needs a doctorate in psychology, so I was wondering. So I'm pretty sure I have agoraphobia.
Okay. What makes you think that you have agoraphobia?
I don't like to leave my house and come into the, city at all. Right now, my anxiety, even being here, it's a little bit better being with you, but my anxiety is off the charts right now. Like, it's so uncomfortable being here, and I, force myself to get out, because I know I gotta get out there, and I gotta, especially considering I'm gonna be a lawyer, I just need to get my certification license, which, is all set to go. I need to be out there to deal with things, but when you
Okay, why don't you just take a moment, because you're letting that anxiety kind of run you. So just, if you could, just take a deep breath in through your nose, just hold it, and then let it out. Try it one more time. Okay, how does that feel?
a little better.
Okay.
Oh my.
So whenever you feel yourself starting to race and starting to get a hold of, ahead of yourself, just take that moment, just, those couple of minutes for yourself.
Yeah.
And just breathe in, okay? So would you continue for me, please?
Yeah. So, it's whenever I leave the house, I just get this anxiety and, scared feeling of, driving into the city and getting in here and then interacting with people. It really acts terrifying, talking to anyone. And I gotta get over this problem because, I'm supposed to be, representing the people.
Okay, don't mind me, I'm making mental notes as I speak to you about this.
Yeah, no worries, Doc. And this has been going on for a while. It's been months. If I had to guess a time frame, I'd say, over half a year.
Oh, wow, okay, that's a good amount of time.
Yeah, it's been bad.
Okay, now, a lot of times when people have situations like agoraphobia, it's due to something traumatic happening to them that makes them fear going outside or fear the safety of their own home. Has something happened to you that made you feel like, you know what, I can't do this. I don't want to do this.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think anything traumatic. I didn't get beat or anything like that.
Okay, well, so the reason why I ask this is because sometimes it could also be the funny thing about trauma is that it's not just this person came and beat me over the head and now I have this fear of, this type of thing. Sometimes it could be I was watching television and they talked about the news and the news said that this traumatic thing happened, or, this person attacked this woman in the show, and then you start thinking oh, maybe I'll get attacked one day and maybe I shouldn't leave my home. So
maybe the only thing I can think of is I recently passed my bar exam a couple months ago, and that's the only eventful thing that kind of maybe happened. And I wonder if it's maybe it's because I have to do the job now and I have to put myself out there, and I've never had a case yet.
Very well be that fear of the unknown, and just your house. You may not necessarily have agoraphobia if that's what it is.
So wait, I thought when I was doing the Googles, isn't agoraphobia fear of leaving the house though?
It is, but so here's the thing, okay? And this is something that you have to keep in mind, that looking up stuff on the internet sometimes drives people to fear more than they should. It may not be that you are fearful of leaving your house. It might be just
this is the first time, just so you're aware, this is the first time I've left the house in literally 3 months.
Oh, okay. So, wow. Then you may have had an episode. Yeah.
I couldn't, there was a moment I was sitting in there, I was sitting in my boxes and I was wondering what the fuck am I doing with myself?
Okay.
Right? And I was sitting there and I was is this even worth it anymore? Should we even be doing this? And so then I was fuck it, we need to go get help.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you did. So let's get into the nitty-gritty of how to move forward from this, because I don't think it's that us focusing on the title of it is what is going to get you
I don't know what's going on. Like,
Right.
you know, like
Well,
this
here's
isn't
the thing.
normal. I'm not normal. I'm not. Like this makes me a terrible. Like I'm not even a real person now. Like real
Okay.
people can leave the fucking house.
Let's slow it down, because you're coming down on yourself and you're shaming yourself, and that's not going to help you either. You have to pat yourself on the back because you did come outside the house. You're here in this office right here in this moment. Yes, the 3 months you were behind, yet you were home, you were fearful. You're here now, okay? So
Yeah.
that's a step in the right direction. What you need to do, and this is one thing that you need to focus on, a lot of people have like triggers of when they're about to have that anxiety, that real, like they can feel it. It's like that person who's afraid of clowns, and you know you have to walk through like the Chuck E. Cheese, and you know that there's a clown machine that you're gonna have to walk by to get to like the, you know, where you get your pizzas.
I never been to Chuck E. Cheese. My dad would never take me.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's okay.
But-
I don't understand the reference. That's why I'm letting you know.
Okay, so what is something
Wait,
that...
question. Is this like going to McDonald's and you've seen all those commercials with Ronald McDonald, and then Ronald is never there? He's like the father who left you as a child.
That's oddly specific, but you could say that. Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
You know, like, okay, so we'll use Ronald McDonald since you know that reference.
Yeah.
And you know that in the McDonald's that you go to, there is a statue of him.
Mine
right?
didn't have a statue. That's why I was always so sad.
Well, I'm sorry. Not everyone has one. I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
Like, let's just imagine that there is
Yeah.
one here.
Yeah,
okay?
I got you. Sorry.
So you know that you're afraid of clowns, and you know that you want your apple pie, but you have to go past the statue. So there are some people who they take the deep breath. They know, okay, right around this corner, that doggone statue's gonna be there. Okay, I'm gonna take this breath because the trigger is there. You know, the trigger is the corner because you know that it's right after this.
Yeah.
So you take the deep breath and you either have that breath or that some people like to hold things that make them feel comfortable. You
Yeah.
know, like if you're a religious person, a cross, if it's, you know, a book or, you know,
No,
something that you
God
can
doesn't
hold on to.
exist. If God existed, this wouldn't be happening.
Well, you know, people believe what they believe, but I'm just saying that sometimes you may have something that makes you comfortable and you can have it
Yeah.
in your hand. When you feel your anxiety kicking in,
Yeah.
right? When do you know, like just before it hits, like we're here, we're on this road and it's about to happen?
The thought of representing someone as a lawyer every time, like my first case, it's terrible. I'm not even, I need to get my certification still, and I'm terrified to look for the courthouse right now. I'm all set to go. Literally, I could talk to a judge, and that judge will say, yup, you're good, you're a lawyer. On a side note, I can't be a bitch either. Like, no, like I don't mean that in an offensive statement at all. But
I get what you mean.
Like, a lawyer needs to be out there. I need to be stern. I need to be convincing. People need to believe that there's no fears in the world, and I can't leave my house.
I hear a lot of shame, and we need to get away from that shame. Okay? There's also a mention of shoulds, which getting in the business of shoulds will always have a lot more weight than you. What you need to focus on isn't what I should be doing. It's how can I go forward with this?
I mean, the next step that I need to do being outside is get start working, you know, and that means I need to go talk to a judge and get certified. That'd be the next step. And every time I think about that, it gets, my chest starts clamping up.
Yep.
And it gets.
And so you gotta calm down. You gotta take that deep breath again through your nose. Hold it. Then breathe out. And the reason why this happens is that it's a learned behavior. So when you feel that trigger, oh God, the judge, he's probably going to say no, he's probably going to be scary. Oh, you know, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. These are things that are not actually happening. You think they're going to happen, but you have no idea. Now, one thing I've been taught is that you have to think of the realism of what is the worst thing that can possibly happen when you do this action. What is the worst thing that can happen?
I won't get hired because they're gonna know I'm a terrible lawyer, and that I can't get them off of the charges that were wrongly put against them, and no one's gonna want to hire me, and I'm gonna be a homeless bum who's gonna end up, having to like give blowjobs in order to make a living.
Okay, so let's slow down. Okay, so is this from you talking to the judge, or this from?
I haven't talked to the judge yet. I'm just saying that's the worst case scenario. That's
right,
it.
But that's okay, so, and again, you have to think about how likely is this, right?
I like the idea of law because all I have to do is memorize things with most people are too lazy. Like, I like the idea of it. But then whenever I try to go out, it's just like, it's not just about memorizing things, it's about being the better person than the other people in the room.
Well, here's the thing. It's not about being better. What you need to focus on isn't the competition of it all. Do I measure up against the other lawyers that I'm going to be up against? What you need to look at is, okay, with the skills that I have, can I be convincing enough that I am showing that this side of the truth is true?
I don't know, Doc. Sometimes I wonder, like, is it even worth it? Like, is anything worth it? You know, like, I don't know.
It's a matter of, how do you feel about how you in the world, like if you matter, right? So it's like, if you think that
how
matter,
do you tell when you matter? How do you know when you matter to the world? Like,
well, here's the thing. A doctor goes to school, right?
Yeah.
They go to medical school and they are able to, do all kinds of things. And I mean like a physical medical doctor, right?
Yeah.
And they may not use it for a while. They may take a break out of school because they've been, been stressed out. And that person is choking, or a person is choking in a restaurant.
Yeah.
And they're there. They don't know that that's going to happen, but they are able to help that person in that moment.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess so, maybe, if they choose to act on it. But what if they don't? What if they just let the person die? Are they really a good person?
That's the thing. That's when we're starting to get into other territories that we don't really need to focus on right now. I think what you need to work on, and maybe you could talk with some people that would make you a little, feel a little more comfortable. Like the fact that you talked with me, I'm one person, I'm not the judge, but I'm a step in the right direction. So maybe talk to a few more people.
Yeah. Then
try to talk to the judge.
Okay. Like, how do I talk to people though? And like, sometimes they're like in the like.
Take that breath.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like the city. It's not like the countryside where anyone will talk to you for anything. Like, what do I say? Hi, name's Joey Russo. Like, that's just, I don't know. It's a little weird, isn't it? Isn't it a little odd?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. So, there are a lot of people who are coming in from out of town. And sometimes, they're hanging about. They don't know who to talk to. So you can introduce yourself. Sometimes might.
What do I talk about? Hey, name's Joey Russo. I used to stay in my house for 3 months in my boxes eating pizza. I don't feel like I have any.
Take a moment. So this is where you use the scenario of the setting, right? So let's say, for instance, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to figure out how I can talk to someone. I'm kind of nervous. How do I do this? So maybe you take a taxi ride.
Okay.
That way, hey, I have a span of 15 minutes, depending on how fast this driver goes. Let's say you take a taxi from here to City Hall.
Yeah.
That way, you have that span of that drive.
Yeah.
And, a lot of taxi drivers will talk you up anyway.
Yeah.
So, you might be like, hey, I'm Joey Russo. Haven't been out of my house for a bit. Is there anything I should know? Like any places I should know about? You don't have to say why.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I've been out of town for a bit. Any places I should know? Oh, and then the person might say, you should try out the burger shot. Yeah,
I went there. I wanted to faint inside, but I needed to eat something because I hadn't eaten in like a while, and it was uncomfortable, and I didn't enjoy it, and I had to talk to that lady, and that lady fucking gave me some. She was like, I got a burger that bleeds on you, and I was like, oh god, what do I say? And I'm like, yeah, give me the burger.
Well, I mean, you successfully got the burger, correct?
Is that successful though? I don't know.
Yeah, it is. You got through the conversation.
It doesn't feel like it. I wanted to vomit too.
I think one of the problems that you're having, Mr. Russo, is that I think you put this standard of what you think is supposed to happen in a conversation, and that if it doesn't hit that standard, then it's not successful.
I mean, isn't that how everything works, though? You either hit the objective or you don't hit the objective. That's just either you're guilty and not guilty.
Well, no, there's varying levels of gray. Did you, when you came here, or when you said, I need to talk to a therapist, did you think either I'm going to be fixed or I'm not going to be fixed by the end of the session?
I mean, kind of, yeah, I won't lie. That part of my mind was like, I wonder, like, I'll go in here, you see a doctor, your doctor gives you medicine, you're fixed. I mean, see, I guess maybe I struggle with this because my dad always said, suck it up, right? You don't need to go in there, right? Like, if you're not missing a limb, then don't go into the hospital, you know?
Oh, yeah, I can understand how that could be a little tough on how you look at stuff. Maybe you need to be around other lawyers and see how they do things.
But I mean, aren't they the easier? They're like, kind of the enemy.
Not though.
I mean, kind of.
Think of it this way: you guys will all be people who work in the same field, and yes, sometimes you will compete against them, but they won't always be your rivals.
I kind of view it like, have you ever played Risk?
I know of the game. Okay. I have never played it myself.
The best way to describe what lawyers are is at best the neutral countries that you will eventually take over and invade and destroy their land and home. Or at best they're neutral, right? But eventually they're either your enemies and you're gonna kill them right now, or not literally kill them, you know, or the neutral enemies who it's just a matter of time. Like at best lawyers are neutral, but anything that you give them, those people will eventually try to come into your territory, take your land, and you gotta make sure that you're ready for them.
Well, here's the thing. That is what it may seem like on the battlefield in court, but you can learn from these same lawyers outside of court. And that's why you have to look at it. You have to look at it as, when I'm working, I'm working. And when I'm not, I'm not. So these people the same way. This person, when I'm working, perfect example. A lot of times I've seen this in movies where you'll have the person who mentors under someone else. So you have the lawyer that they mentored under, right?
Yeah.
And they learn and they learn and they learn and they learn and things are great. You know, they've always been there. Everything's great. And then at the end of the movie, the mentee is now going up against their mentor.
I understand what you're saying. I just, I have a hard time seeing it that way, Doc, because I kind of view it like a desert spider, right? What happens is they raise the young, but then the young realize that the parent has nutritional food in them, and then they eat their parents. Like that I can't, like, I have struggled not looking at it like that eventually I need to eat these people.
But this is figurative eating.
Yeah, not literally eating. I don't know. That would be weird.
Yes, no, I understand. Outside of the courtroom, you don't have to do that. It's done. It's over.
Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to talk about that more because I struggle with that idea.
Well, and that's
separating those two things doesn't seem like it's reasonable. Like to expect that someone isn't going to try to stab me in the back later on the outside just doesn't seem like something, you know, because that's what people do. People stab you in the back if they get a chance to.
Not everybody, but I can understand, you know, if you've had a past where that has happened, I can see why you'd be fearful. Yes, but you can't look at everybody as, they're going to hurt me. When are they going to hurt me? You know, I know that you have the intention of just taking everything I own. You can't look at everything that way because then you'll be paranoid and you'll never trust anyone and you'll always be looking over your shoulder.
I mean, that's why I don't leave my house.
You cannot do that because it will make you more and more anxious and then you won't be able to rest. You can't go, okay, well, I'm going to go to see this therapist, but she might like hit me over the head while I'm, when I'm in the office with her. I can't.
I mean, that wasn't my first thought. My first thought is that you'd violate my HIPAA rights and tell things and I would never be employed again in the history of this city.
Yeah, and that's not what we are in the business of doing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, you asked what the extreme was when I was coming here. That's why I kind of asked about it, like the private room and stuff like that. I mean,
we can assume a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that it's going to happen. It's not going to be true. And I think that we need to slowly take you down from being at a 10 and thinking that this is the worst, this is what's going to happen, these are the bad things, and slowly move from there. Move away from that gradually.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so should the first thing that I be doing is like, I mean, things that we've mentioned, we got to make these objective things, otherwise I'm never going to get them done. And then, like, maybe next time we talk about how those things went and, like, how I don't know how often I'll leave my house. Like, I'm going to be real with you. Like, I mean,
that's fine. That's fine.
Like,
it's all about making the steps, and you made one big step, and you're going to continue making big steps.
Yeah. So like we talk to someone, and then maybe we try to get a judge to certify a license. We don't practice yet. We wait on the practicing, but maybe at the very least we talk to the judge and we get certified.
I think that is a wonderful place to start. Maybe you can come back to me, you know, in between if you feel that you need to.
Yeah, it's such a weird feeling. It feels like my chest is slowly like crawling inside of itself.
You know, I think it's just when we think that things are supposed to be a certain way, and when we have our emotions, you know, like display themselves and we think we're not supposed to, it's that tightening. You know, it's like, this is not supposed to happen.
Yeah.
I am not supposed to be this way. This feeling is not supposed to be this.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. If it wasn't supposed to happen, your body wouldn't do it.
Wait, doesn't your body kind of cause diabetes, though? Is that not supposed to happen? I feel like
Well, here's the thing, though. Your body doing that is in reaction to something.
Oh.
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
If it's
I
not
was just
supposed
like,
to do it, it wouldn't do it.
like, cancer's another one that I'm thinking. I'm like, this is definitely not something that should be happening.
It's a thing that is a reaction. Unfortunately, it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it, or I should put it this way, if it wasn't in the realm of possibility of things that could happen, it wouldn't happen.
Okay.
So it's not a good thing. I'm not saying like, yes, we should have diabetes.
Isn't like everything within the realm of possibility, though? Just it's how statistically likely it is?
It can, yes. But what I'm saying to you is like, so your chest tightening because you're afraid, it's a response.
Yeah. Wait, am I afraid? I'm not afraid, am I?
Well, anxiety is fear.
Is it? I've never been afraid of anything, Doc.
Listen, everyone is afraid of something.
Yeah?
Everyone. Every single person. And it's okay to be afraid.
Oh, hello there. I hope you enjoyed this video, so please make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications. Shout out to all my Patreons who support me. If you're looking to support me, you can find my Patreon at patreon.com/ImprovBlake. You can also find me streaming throughout the week at twitch.tv/ImprovBlake.